Hi, I'm Thomas Chase Jones, and today we'll talk a little bit about power chords. Power chords are used in all kinds of popular music, rock and fusion, almost any kind of real percussive music these days uses power chords on the guitar. And basically a power chord is a chord that has no third in it. But it does have a structure, and the structure is a fifth and a fourth. So those two intervals make up a power chord when you play them together. So those intervals come from a doubling of the root tone. So if I have this note, I play the octave, and then I put the fifth in between. So it's basically a chord that's used a lot in parallel. The interesting thing is that since the chord has these two intervals, by the way, you know, here comes the bride. That's how you can remember that one. These chords, you can switch up the intervals and just play the fifths or just the fourths. Knowing that you have those two intervals, they're reflections of one another, and that means that they're interchangeable, so that you can actually, instead of playing parallel all the time with power chords, you can go back and forth between the fourth and the fifth sometimes, keeping your melody, and you'll get an interesting sort of harmony. So if my melody is, here's the fourth, here's the fifth, and here's a mixture of both of them. Or so all those different possibilities are there, and you can change them back and forth while you're playing. So if I'm playing this note on top, I can actually change back and forth between the fourth and the fifth. Here's the fourth, and here's the fifth. So it can be. You can hear it makes it very interesting, and it gives you a chance to switch the tonalities up a little bit, and so who was ever soloing against that can have fun, because the scales will change a little bit when you do that. So that's like Smoke on the Water uses fourths. So what would happen if you changed it to fifths? It'd be so you can see that it's a similar sound, but it isn't exactly the same. If you played Smoke on the Water in fifths, somebody would probably hear it and say, it doesn't sound quite right, but you might want to just mess with your heads. So at least you know that fourths and fifths are reflections of one another. And if you really want to understand how the music theory of all this stuff works, you'll have to take some of the longer lessons and subscribe to the theory course. Okay? Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.